Marvel stuff, Spider-Man 4 release date, villain, and Miles Morales plot. See what the Cosmic Wonder has to say about this and check this out.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and today we have a ton of news about the upcoming new Spider-Man film, Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. Today we have some news about the plot of the film, news about production of the film, and a reported release date. We also do have some news about the villains of Spider-Man 4, not just one villain, but many. And yes, it does look like it might cross over a tiny bit with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So a ton to dive into today, and if you want to stay up to date on Spider-Man 4, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, if you want to enter our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items, all you gotta do is subscribe and leave a comment on our videos. The winner gets to pick one item, and we pick a winner at the end of each month. Now, let's first start out by talking about the production of the film, because right now, since the strikes are going on, everything is kind of halted. But before the strikes happened, it was confirmed that Sony and Marvel Studios had already begun meeting to discuss what was going to happen with Spider-Man 4, and Tom Holland was a part of those meetings as well. He even confirmed this himself. So we know that Spider-Man 4 was about to get going with the pre-production. In fact, it's already begun. However, they just had to pause it because of the strikes that are happening. But if it doesn't get delayed by too much because of the strikes, we do know that it should be coming out before Secret Wars. And this is according to My Time to Shine Hello. And My Time to Shine Hello has also stated that Spider-Man 4 currently has a release date for August 28th, 2025. That isn't too long from now, which is very exciting. However, unfortunately, things can and probably will get delayed due to the strikes. If the studios can't come to an agreement, the strikes are going to continue. However, if they work out a deal within a month or so, they could probably stay true to this release date. And of course, we'll update you if anything happens. But it's clear that it's very important for Spider-Man 4 to come out before Avengers Secret Wars, which makes sense because that is going to be the ending of not only Phase 6, but of the multiverse saga in general. Now, according to the insider Can We Get Some Toast, Spider-Man 4 is kind of going to be somewhat of a sequel to Hawkeye. Now, that doesn't mean that Hawkeye is going to appear in the film or that Kate Bishop is going to appear in the film as well, but what they're really talking about is Kingpin. Kingpin is going to be one of the villains in Spider-Man 4. And this is most likely what the insider is referring to when they say it's going to be kind of a sequel to Hawkeye. In fact, from what we've heard, Kingpin is going to try to run for mayor of New York City. So Kingpin is going to be a pretty prominent player for a few different projects, including Spider-Man 4, the Echo series, and of course, the Daredevil series. So for those who have been kind of upset lately with the lack of connectivity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's about to come back in a pretty big way. And not with just these projects, but with a lot of other projects as well. Now, before we talk about the other villains, there is going to be somewhat of a plot point that I think is going to be very interesting. And this is going to pick up right after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Apparently, according to the Cosmic Circus, Tom Holland could be wearing his mask for most of the film, and that Peter Parker's personal life could be taking a backseat temporarily for this film. And of course, if you think about what happened at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange finally doing the correct spell to erase Peter Parker's memory from everybody, it makes sense because everybody still remembers who Spider-Man is. They just simply do not know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Nobody knows Peter Parker anymore. And that's why they could really just focus on Spider-Man, including Peter Parker. He could finally just take the time to be Spider-Man. He's not going to have a love interest, at least not at first. He won't have his best friend there anymore. Sadly, Aunt May is not there anymore. Happy doesn't know who he is. Most of the Avengers don't know who he is. We're still a little unclear about Doctor Strange, but he really has nobody, which is why there could be a bigger focus on him as Spider-Man. Now, of course, Zendaya is returning for this film, so I'm sure at some point in time, something's going to happen there, and he's going to talk to her, or maybe perhaps try to get the spell reversed just for her, who knows. But the love interest, that is MJ, will be in this film. Now, there is another huge aspect of this film that we're going to talk about along with the villains, and that is Miles Morales. But first, if you love Spider-Man and you want to learn more about Spider-Man, be sure to check out my buddies over at comicbookdirect.com. They have created a website and company that makes comic book shopping the easiest it can possibly be. They deliver comics straight to your door. You can get one-off comics, or you can sign up for an entire run and get a pretty big discount if you do so. And they'll ship the latest issue right to your door each week. They have the latest from Marvel if you're trying to keep up to date with all the recent projects. They have the latest from DC as well. And it's an all-in-one shop for your comics. Everything that you need in one place. You can sign up for a membership to get free shipping and a mystery box each month. And the next 100 people to sign up get 20% off their first order using the link in the description down below. So according to the insider viewer Anon, they have heard that the plan/goal for Spider-Man 4 is to bring Miles Morales into the MCU. Peter would meet him while shaken post No Way Home, and they'll bond over the course of the movie. Also, at the same time, thecosmiccircus.com reported that Donald Glover will be returning for Spider-Man 4 as well. Now, this is very, very interesting because we just saw Donald Glover as Prowler in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in live-action form. And it was confirmed that this is indeed the same Donald Glover, the same Prowler from the MCU. And now we have word that he is going to be returning for Spider-Man 4. This definitely sets up Miles Morales, because all the way back in Spider-Man Homecoming, we met Prowler, Aaron Davis. We met Donald Glover's Aaron Davis, who did specifically say that he has a nephew. As it turns out, that wasn't just a clever little Easter egg, but Miles Morales is actually going to be happening. And little fun fact, Donald Glover is actually why we have Miles Morales. He was the inspiration behind creating Miles Morales. This came from his role in Community, where he once wore a Spider-Man suit, which gave the creators the inspiration to create Miles Morales. Now, Miles Morales is huge right now due to the Spider-Verse franchise, so it'll be awesome to see him live action in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And hopefully these reports are true, and he will be introduced in Spider-Man 4, and he will help Peter Parker kind of deal with everything and kind of be his only friend after the Doctor Strange spell. And we do kind of know that Tom Holland is basically done after this next Spider-Man trilogy, so it does seem like throughout this trilogy, he'll train Miles Morales to essentially take over as Spider-Man when he's eventually gone. Now, like I mentioned, there have been reports of other villains for Spider-Man 4. This report is coming from the Cosmic Circus, who reports that Kingpin, Mr. Negative, Kraven, and Scorpion are the villains of the film. And right away, I'm sure some people are thinking what I thought. It does seem like they might be building a true Sinister Six. We almost got the Sinister Six with Spider-Man No Way Home, but that's not really what it was. Also, the same here. There may be 4 villains, but of course, there's only 4, not 6. But they could be building up to a true Sinister Six, perhaps, in the next film or the 6th film. Now, here it does get a little bit confusing, though. We know Scorpion has already been in the MCU since Spider-Man Homecoming. However, so has Vulture, and it does seem like Vulture did make the switch over to the Sony universe. And that makes us wonder about Kraven. Is this going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson's Kraven the Hunter, who is about to have his own rated R solo film? Or is this going to be a different Kraven the Hunter, one that is specifically meant for the MCU with a completely different actor? Or could it be a separate Kraven with the same actor? This is where it gets a tiny bit confusing with Sony's plan. But knowing Marvel Studios, they're not going to want too much of a crossover, so I'm going to assume this is going to be a completely different Kraven the Hunter, and we'll have a new actor. But as far as Mr. Negative is concerned, he actually fits quite well with the current story of Spider-Man. You see, Mr. Negative has 2 personas to him. He has the Mr. Negative side, who is the Chinatown's kingpin of crime, with the ability to generate black electrical energy. But then you have the other side of him, Martin Lee. Martin Lee is actually the person who opens and operates Feast, where Aunt May worked at. This could be the case in the MCU as well. Martin Lee could be the person who opened Feast. Aunt May could have known Martin Lee, and Peter may go work at Feast again in honor of Aunt May, and he may meet Martin Lee. In the comics, both of them, Aunt May and Peter, did not know about Martin Lee's other identity as Mr. Negative, so I'm assuming it'll kind of be the same for the MCU as well. And it's unsure right now if these villains are going to come together in this film, or they'll simply take on Peter one by one and eventually and ultimately come together to try and defeat him as part of a group, hopefully, fingers crossed, the Sinister Six. And hopefully, if that does happen, Peter is going to have some help as well. And the form of Miles Morales. Perhaps Prowler could even be one of the members of the Sinister Six, Miles' uncle. We'll have to wait and see on that, but so far, Spider-Man 4 is looking pretty good, and hopefully, if the strikes end soon, they'll get back on track with the production, and we'll get some official announcements very, very soon, maybe even a title. But of course, if we hear anything in the meantime, we'll be sure to do an update, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Wolf Wolf.
Please subscribe, like this video. Have a great day, and see you guys. Bye.